This indictment alleges that on or about March 11th, 2020, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the second-degree felony of manslaughter involving a motor vehicle. Do you understand what you're charged with here?
Yes, sir.
If convicted, you face a term of not more than 20 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
The parties have agreed to the term of probation being 5 years. I know that Your Honor always makes that decision, but I want to announce that is what the parties intend. I'll tell
It's the judge's call, isn't it?
it is
not?
judge, but you can either hear out our argument later, or I can continue to tell you why we.
Go ahead.
Mr. Scarpetta has no criminal history whatsoever. This arises out of a medical condition.
I don't understand.
It was a diabetic related accident that is the
Well,
result of manslaughter.
Culpability.
The manslaughter is because this has happened on more than one occasion. The particular condition, that's what the state intended to improve as to the reckless nature. It's not, he's never caused the death before, but he's had accidents before. There is certainly a loss of life here. So the parties are recognizing that and moving forward in that regard.
What was he using midazolam for?
It's just an anti-anxiety medication that was prescribed, Judge.
It was prescribed, yes, sir. I had it as an antidepressant.
It's benzodiazepine, right?
That's correct.
It's a form of, yes, sir.
It's a slow acting, and the amount was appropriate for the prescription.
It keeps showing that the defendant ignored the alarm beeping on his device and continued to drive his vehicle.
We believe that's the
On two separate occasions.
Yes, sir.
We agree that's the issue.
That is one of the underlying facts about the culpability, is why it rises to recklessness. Judge.
Recklessness, it arises to intentionally and knowingly.
Well,
Ignoring the alarm, yes, sir.
Judge, it's being aware of the existence of that circumstance and disregarding it in a way that created a risk for other people is really what
you think it killed somebody.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm not being sarcastic.
Well, no, I'm not being sarcastic either. Is why somebody we have a victim who is deceased. This is the second occasion that he had an issue concerning this matter in another automobile accident.
Yes, sir.
So which was how long before?
A number of months.
Within
a few months.
Yes, sir.
A few months. So he, but he is going to admit to committing the second-degree felony of manslaughter.
Yes, sir.
All right. And y'all are asking for a reduction in the probation term.
We're informing the court we've agreed to 5 years.
Okay.
Your Honor, we always know that you get to make that decision.
Okay.
I've given you our reasons.
All right.
We respect whatever you decide, Judge.
Okay. He is still eligible for release in 1/3, is he not?
He is,
And
Judge.
that's notwithstanding.
There's no exceptions on that.
All right. Because of my strong belief of the sanctity of life, the loss of life has its price. And I hear what y'all are saying, but I intend to follow the agreement, but he's going to be placed on 10 years probation.
Thank you, Judge.
And then he will be eligible, doing well, to release on 1/3, which I do all the time, if he does well. I'm concerned about a second event like this happening, and then you working off here on probation and driving another vehicle.
Judge, I will weigh in on that.
Yeah.
And on my research and preparation for the multiple trial settings we've had. I've been pulling medical records, and Mr. Scarpetta had a history of events that arose up until this particular incident. But the good news is that he hasn't had any incidents since. And again, I weighed all that in and making the decision that I did.
And Judge, part of the reason we're agreeing to the suspension of the driver's license is for that reason, but also, Judge, because he has not driven a vehicle since this accident. So he's had a person driving him. He does not drive himself. That will not change as part of this. And we know that would be a term and condition of probation.
What, at the time of this event, was he under any kind of court order?
No, Judge.
No,
Okay.
and he had actually been through a review by the medical board with DPS in relationship to a separate incident, was given back his license, and I took exception to that, which is why I've been pushing the issue about the driver's license.
But it's also the difference between a manslaughter and a homicide. We think.
So again, Judge, I'm just letting you know, we have, Mr. Gertz and I have beat each other up about this incident pretty much for the last 5 years.
All right, it's time to resolve it. If convicted of this, you face a term of not more than 20 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, no.
Agreement has been reached between the parties where you will be placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length. Fined $1,000. The driver's license would be suspended. What's the restitution on this? Is there, there's a loss of life here.
There is,
There's
but
gotta be.
I've never been given a figure of restitution, Judge.
And I believe.
Well, it's for the probation to determine because if there's restitution.
That'll give me one more chance to get with the victim's family to ensure that there's not additional restitution, Judge.
How do you plead to this, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of this manslaughter? I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. I am going to defer any finding of guilt and place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. If you do well, it can be shortened to 1/3 of that, 3 1/3 years.
Understood.
There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are not only normal and customary, but special for this particular offense circumstance. You will be fined $1,000. Your driver's license will be suspended until otherwise ordered by the court. There will be other terms and conditions of probation, which the probation or officer will review with you. Please follow them. If you fail, your probation can be revoked, can be found guilty and sentenced up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Any questions of me or do you understand fully? Okay.
Yes.
Tragic event.
Yes, sir.
What have you done to ensure that this won't happen again?
Many things.
Yes, sir.
The most important is carrying a higher blood glucose level
Yes, sir.
and monitoring and maintaining.
Okay.
I did have a pump malfunction on one individual pump. We since have moved to a different manufacturer and it's
working better?
flawlessly. You're not
Okay.
the last 4.5 years.
Okay. Please see the probation officer. Thank you.
This case centers on a fatal crash caused by a driver with a known diabetic condition who ignored multiple low glucose alarms while operating a vehicle. Although the defense argued it was a medical episode and noted he had no criminal history, the prosecution emphasized prior similar incidents, framing this not as an accident but as recklessness, because the warnings were there and were ignored. The judge acknowledges the tragedy but refuses leniency, doubling the agreed probation from 5 years to 10 and suspending his license. The message is clear. When a preventable medical condition leads to death, accountability follows.